It is the Seattle Seahawks taking on the New Orleans Saints. Saints are 5.5-point favorites in this game with an over/under of 46.5. The Saints are wanting it. Let's see if we could all predicted this. No one, I should say, thought this would be a thing. The 2-2 Seahawks taking on the 1-3 Saints. Let's start with the Saints, Aaron. This team has been falling short of expectations. We all had very high thoughts of this team heading into the year. One of the best teams in the NFC South, one of the best teams in the NFC is what we thought. They are 1-3 right now and have not looked good. The offense has looked bad. The defense has struggled at times. Is it too late for the New Orleans Saints to get things back on track, you think, Aaron?
No. Look, man, in the NFL right now, I believe the legend, the GOAT himself just said this in an interview. They asked him what he's seen a lot of 2-2 teams, 1-3 teams around the league. He said he's seen a lot of bad football. And I'm going to be honest, I agree. It's been a lot of bad football, including the New Orleans Saints. So no, it's not too late to come back if you're the Saints. Who in the NFC really is scaring you? Who in the NFC are we saying, oh, they're a guaranteed lock for the playoffs? Philadelphia? Dallas, but we know them. They go up and down. The 49ers, look at the way the Rams are playing. Like, I don't think we can start counting many of these teams out. When you look at the standings, many teams are 1-3, 2-2, 3-1. They could go on a stretch where they lose. The Saints just have to find their identity. I said this is a broken offense. You hope the week of rest for Alvin Kamara is the spark that they need, that he comes back, he's healthy, they can start getting him involved, because that offense, to me, the identity of that offense, it drives through him. Then you get play action. Then you get Jameis in good situations to throw to Michael Thomas, to throw to Jarvis Landry, to throw to Chris Olave, who people have been raving about because he's played fairly well over the last couple of weeks. I think the Saints are not done. I actually think they have a chance to be one of those teams that starts slow and picks it up as the season goes on. But they have to find their identity. They have to find a way to understand that what benefits them going. And it starts with Alvin Kamara.
What benefits them? It starts with Alvin Kamara. Got it. I'm on board with that, and no problem with that. And I think the Saints are one of those teams too that, like, the talent is there and the potential is there, and then, like you said, in a wide open NFC, you could see this team be 9-8 and sneak into and be right into the playoff hunt towards season's end. The Seahawks, though, they're 2-2. AJ, I'm going to ask you the same question I've asked you before. Is this Seahawks team? I mean, the numbers statistically, they are one of the most efficient offenses in the NFL. Obviously, we're not saying the Seahawks are the real deal, but are they? Should we start giving them more credit and start taking them seriously?
We should give them a little more credit, but they're kind of in the same place they were last year. I mean, you hear what Rashad Penny said at the end of the last game. Geno Smith, for better or not, does everything Russell Wilson was doing. I mean, he's getting the ball to his playmakers. He's handing it off to a running back. He's making the right decisions when they're supposed to. The difference is he doesn't have a ridiculous moonshot. He doesn't throw it 60 yards down the field and almost touch the top of the stadium. He's not making improbable passes to Tyler Lockett on the edge of the end zone. That's the only real difference. If you want, you can look at this as the West Coast version of the Cleveland Browns right now on when it comes to offense. A guy in Geno Smith who is in there to hold this team over until they have something better. And he's doing a damn good job of it, and he's making a very good case as to why they made him the starting quarterback. He's getting DK Metcalf involved. Last week had 10 targets, 149 yards. Will Dissly, Big Montana's back, scoring touchdowns like he was Hunter Henry from the Patriots last season. This offense has been pretty balanced, and it's helping them keep up with teams. You've seen them in the close games, staying around with the teams. You've seen them last week, granted against Detroit, whose offense is just as bad as the Seahawks. Stay up and keep pace with them in a 48-45 shootout. If they can continue to stay balanced, if this offensive line, who didn't allow a single sack last week on over 30 dropbacks, can find a way to do things like that, maybe it's 1-35 or 1-40 next time. If they can keep finding things to do like that, and they can keep their pace with other offenses, it's only going to be the defense that's going to hold them back, and they're only opportunistic. You can see a Tariq Woolen make a pick six here and there, and he's got good playmaking skills, but as a whole, that defense isn't ready, and that's going to be the thing that slows this Seahawks down. As far as the offense, Geno Smith looks good. They're balanced, and They're surprising some people.
Oh, I can't do it. I was gonna just stay quiet. I can't do it. We're not really buying this, are we? We're not buying that argument about Seattle, are we? Come on, man.
That they're it? I didn't say they were it. I said they got a nice balanced offense.
But they don't. They don't. They're not good. Listen, Detroit might be the worst defense I've ever seen. Let's be honest. The week before they played Atlanta, and I'm sorry, AJ, your top 10 Atlanta defense is not top 10. But outside of the first half of the Denver Bronco game, their offense, that was the only time their offense looked good against a quote what we would consider a good to better defense. They haven't really been tested. I would be willing to bet, and I will say this right now: the Seattle Seahawks won't win a game for the next 7 weeks. I think it's 7 weeks. They won't even come close to winning a game for the next 7 weeks. Maybe one game is in there. They might have an easy time, but I'm pretty sure their schedule is about to get a whole lot tougher and includes defenses like the New Orleans Saints, the Rams, the Chargers. Like, the Giants defense is no slouch, by the way. That might be the only game. That schedule is about to get brutal. Saints, they will lose probably at least 6 of the next 7 games, maybe more. The only win in there is the Giants, possibly. They're about to be really exposed, very much like the Giants are about to be really exposed. The difference is the Giants have an easier schedule than what the Seahawks don't. They're going to get exposed. This is not real. Geno Smith is Geno Smith. He is a backup quarterback. It's what he is. Their defense isn't good. They fight. They fight the good fight, though.
They try their best. They try their best.
And I'm not trying to knock them because they have performed better, I guess, than
they've exceeded expectations.
I had Atlanta as the worst team in football, so losing to them, not very impressive. I had Detroit. The way they kept up with Detroit was impressive to me because they never gave up. But Detroit's defense is absolutely horrible. I told you, Vinny could quarterback a team. We could have AJ as the running back, me and Dylan as the wideouts, and we could probably drop 35 on them. Like, that's how bad Detroit's defense is right now. It's just going to get a lot tougher.
The Seahawks will win one of those Arizona Cardinals games, though. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Don't disrespect my quarterback abilities, okay? I am a very, very highly trained individual.
You're 5'6" with fat sausage hands. You can't grip the football.
I can grip the ball. Well, the Seahawks are 1 win away from hitting my win total and 2 wins away from hitting your win total, Aaron, just to let you know that. And and the Falcons are also 2-2. Is that a thing?
Yeah, the Falcons are the team that I just completely missed on. They'll win a few more games because that team really does fight. Like the way Arthur Smith has them believing, those middle of the road games that they'll fight. Seattle, I don't buy it. I don't think they have enough talent defensively to stop anybody.
Well, Seattle is at your win total, so. The Falcons are at your win total.
Yeah,
Sorry,
the Falcons. The Falcons will exceed it. That first game against Denver now starts to look a lot like that's not that great of a win, right? You start to look at that and you're like, yeah, we thought that was such a great win at home beating the Broncos, but now you're looking at it, you're like, that wasn't that great of a win. Then you get blown out by San Francisco, and then you go lose to Atlanta, and then you lose to Detroit. Like, they haven't been that impressive.
No. So what's this game look like score-wise?
I'll take the Saints in this one. I'll take the Saints 26-16.
Andy Dalton being the starter, throw anything off in this game?
No, Jameis and Andy Dalton, same thing.
Fair enough.
Both,
AJ?
I trust them both the same.
You know what? I'm going to
Do it.
Seattle Seahawks are going to take this game 27-24.
No way.
Saints in this one, 23-17 Saints.